Hi, and welcome to the show. I'm just chatting about or having a bit of a rant about because I'm out and about and traveling at the moment. So I'm up in New South Wales, and it's interesting here, going from state to state. But it's rather interesting to see that the problems are still the same. And what I'm talking about is the housing problems here. Um, yeah, there's no real sort of state housing or any sort of stable housing. I found I was talking to people, and it's just a straw poll, but for most people, um, buy houses here, and as you know, here in Australia, if not around the world, it's hard to get into the housing market. It's almost impossible. So, yeah, most people struck out of the housing market. Um, yeah, myself included. So I'm sort of a renter still. And but here I've noticed there isn't much over 6 month rental uh, contracts. So every 6 months, the landlord ends up just pumping up the rents. So, and that's the sole problem of what's going on here is that the rents um rising substantially every 6 months or so. So yeah, to be a renter, you have to be pretty well off. And from what I'm hearing now, you have to get rental brokers, which is something that has never happened before in the history of this country. So I find it difficult that, you know, when I hear billionaires with investment properties and the government, saying it's all fine when they all are beholden to the property developers who donate to their campaign funds, and they've all got investment properties and share portfolios, and that's the Labor government. Gone are the days of the Labor movement as it was when it had a strong leftist sort of beginning. You know, um, Even people who came from a, a well-to-do right wing background, but they were still leftists. I mean, look at Gough Whitlam. There are no statesmen like him anymore. They're just politicians. Um, yeah, Gough Whitlam did something that was cost him his political career, but we as citizens are forever grateful for what he did. And nobody really talks about it. Not in the media, not the pundits. Nobody talks about the the achievements that Gough Whitlam or Paul Keating tried to improve. You know, so Albanese has got big shoes to fill in that department. But this is politics. So is he going to be another politician who just follows the whim of his campaign donation um, sources, lobbyists, and large hedge funds? Or is he going to actually, you know, do what is right? I mean, you think so because that's the way he's going to stay in power. Is that he helps to provide housing and reasonable housing, long term housing. I noticed like in Melbourne, the inner cities were where everyone could live. Rents were relatively cheap, early 2000s, but over the past couple of decades, it's gotten worse and worse. So it'll, you know, average people got squeezed out. And now it's a boring gentrified wasteland. All the music, the art scene, and you can say, "Oh, who cares?" Well, if everything's just a investment property or some kind of, money making scheme, then how's that work for the rest of society? Anyway, that's just a rant. Um, Write some thoughts in the comments and get back to me. What do you think? Like and subscribe.